and it's easy, beautiful visualizations. And we've always been on that innovation edge to continue to deliver the most enterprise-ready. We always try to delight IT. And as you see from our history that you see up here on the board, I just wanted to kind of give you an overview of some of the things that we've already released and already done. Everything from web and mobile capability that you'll see in version 8 to the cloud service, server as a service offering that came out in 2013, 2014, all the way to our latest release of version 9, which one of the most coolest things for you guys who have 9 out there are level of detail calcs. Anyone in the audience play with the level of detail calcs? So really neat stuff. So the Tableau people in the back can't really raise their hand, but that's okay. So really cool things that you can do with level of detail calcs that has never been done before. So definitely take advantage of that. Some great information out on the Tableau website around level of detail calcs that you can go and download and kind of play with and associate that with your data, and some of those calculations will be kind of fun. But now we're looking at 9.1, which is our next release. Is that better? That is better. Thank you. And I didn't put this up on the roadmap, right? This is what just was released. We just released 9 3 months ago, and now this is version 9.1. This is a minor release for Tableau, but some amazing things that we've added into 9.1 that's going to really amaze and delight. All the way from the enterprise changes that are done, where we can do the mutual SSL, the two-way SSL, to be able to do the automatic SAML logout, which is kind of cool, right? A lot of these came from our customers as needs and wants. All the way to the auto update for desktops. This allows the people who are using desktops automatically get the latest and greatest copy of Tableau, which is pretty amazing. So the next time someone walks up to me and says, "Do you have 9 fill in the blank?" you can go, "Yes, I do," because I automatically update my Tableau. And then some of the data improvements that are made. So Tableau now has single sign-on for SAP HANA, which is really neat in version 9.1. So everybody can jump up and go, woohoo, on that one. Some new data sources that are coming out. Every release of Tableau, we always strive to create some great new data connections for you guys, so you can connect live and be able to pull that data in. We're actually going to play with one today, which I think is kind of cool. One is really stupid and kind of fun, and the other one is more on the business side, so you guys maybe fall asleep on that one, but we'll see. But you'll see things like the Google Cloud, Azure Warehouse and Database, MapR Hadoop for Mac. Anyone using the Mac in here? Have a MacBook in here using Tableau? I got a couple people back there. I know, I was on your Mac a couple of weeks ago, or I guess it was last week or something. And all the way to, the Spark. But we're going to play with this web data connector, which is a lot of fun. So have you ever wanted to pick up a piece of data, maybe from a URL link, something like, anyone ever do Fitbit in here? Right? Everything's posted to the web. Or want to look at some really great business analysis or marketing analysis? Or all the way down to looking at your websites, and to see how many people visit your websites, and what did they say? What was the most popular thing that people were talking about on your website? That's always really neat to do. And so with the Tableau Web Data Connector that's now out in 9, it is the ability to connect directly to that URL and pull data into Tableau's data connection. So it's a pretty neat scenario. And you can do this a couple ways. You can go out there and pick up these publicly available data sets that are out there for you guys. Things that go to Condor. I don't know if you guys have ever been out there. It's a great, it talks about stocks and business and market and things like that. All the way to something that you may want to create for yourself. Something that's already tied into your website that you can pick up and start seeing how people are interacting with your website. So a really great and fun thing to do. And then the analytics that are coming out in 9.1, as you can see, they're not as major as some of the things that were coming out in 9. But some of the radial distance on their maps, anybody ever wanted to click on something and move, and as it's zooming out, it tells you how many miles you are from something? Just so you can see, if I'm looking at a supplier and I'm looking at a plant somewhere, if I just put my mouse on there and move around, it can tell me how many miles between the plant and the supplier, which is pretty neat to do. We can now disable the pan zoom on the maps as well. We're going to play a little bit with the map. I had a question when I came here today, and it was, how do I get to downtown Dallas from my new place out in Mansfield? And I don't know if you guys have ever been out to Mansfield, but it's like out in the middle of nowhere, and Dallas is like the center of everything. So I had to figure out how to get here today. So I'm going to show you how to do that, which is kind of fun. Improved histograms, new options on some of your histograms and your visualizations. Your calculations, as you know in 9.0, you have the ability to do inline calculations. So if you had a question and you just wanted to write the calculation, you didn't want to have to go create a new calculation or get out of that train of thought, you could do that directly into either your rows or columns in Tableau. Just type that out, see the value. If you liked what your calculation was, you can click and drag and make a brand new calculation in your data set. Well, now we can do that within sets and filters now too. So when we have a question, we double click, we can write any calculation we want. Divide it by 30, divide it by 40. We're going to do an example of one today. Obviously, I had to divide seconds into minutes to see how long it would take to get here. And then add-ons to the analytical pane. We're going to play with a little bit of the forecast and some of the trend lines that are new in the analytical pane. Has anyone used the analytical pane within 9? Really neat stuff. What's great about that analytics pane is now I don't have to go right-click over here what I want to do. I just go find out the things I can do. Well, I can do an average. I can do a forecast. I can do a trend line. Well, let me go see what Tableau wants to do. So I just drag it out there, let Tableau decide for me. So it's beautiful, it's easy, and it's elegant. And then we're going to talk about mobile today, which is going to be fun. I'm going to hook up my iPad. We're going to talk about the new mobile app that's coming out with 9.1. I think you guys are going to love it. As soon as you see this, you're never going to want to touch your PC again. You're going to go, you know what, just give me my iPad or my mobile device and let me go nuts with it. I think I had a conversation when I got here today with some of the audience, and they were like, well, we have server month, then you have mobile. So we have one, you have the other. So get going. Okay. So some things we're going to hit on today. We're going to hit on the web data connector. We're going to talk a little bit about the radio distance. Let me show you some things we're doing on there. And then, of course, our mobile app as well. Give me just a minute as I figure out the microphone situation. There we go. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to connect to Tableau Desktop. And I want to go ahead and ask my question of the day. And my question, I'm also not going to put it down. But I get up and I get down. So this is how I keep you awake for the whole thing, right? Just feel. So we're going to do the question that I had today when I knew that I had to drive all the way to Dallas. How do I get to Dallas? And of course, on the web, I can get this information, right? But I wanted to look at distance, maybe mileage, you know, kind of compare different things, right? I can't really compare that when I go to Google Maps, right? They give you like 4 little different things in there, so you can take this way, you can take that way. But how do you really know which one's better to go? Right? You can look at the little line, make the decision. So I'm going to come up here, and one of the great new connectors is this web data connector. And what's great about this is I can connect to any URL out there. Those that are publicly available, one that I wrote myself, gives me complete freedom to pick up anything else out there that's not already available in Tableau. So the possibilities are endless. So you'll see I got a couple in here, something called Mapbox, which is kind of cool. And this is one I actually found on another website. So it's not even really mine. I just stole it for somebody. And I'm going to go click on the Mapbox. And it asks me, this is the specific information it needs for this particular web adapter. And it asks me what is my addresses that I want to go to. And so lucky for everybody in the room, because I don't want to have to type all that out, I have them already here. So the first one I'm going to pick up is my first address and my second address. Okay. Now it's interesting, once I actually got here, I have so many customers in downtown Dallas that I went, I could have just come here where I used to go all the time to use it. I parked in the same place. Okay, and I can add the address. Now I can add as many as I want to here and do comparison between different addresses and just kind of make a list. I'm not advertising this particular web adapter. I just thought it was really fun when I saw it. So I can come in here and go, okay, well go get the data for me. And it goes out and it connects to that web connection and then pulls that data back in for me. And you'll see that. Now I am on the wireless network inside of here, so we'll see how great that will work out for us today. It was pretty quick when I tried it about 5 minutes ago. Another time I tried it. The other time I tried it. Really not that much data here. See if we can go back inside. But just on Tableau.
She told me she just wanted more time on stage today, so this is her way of doing that.
Exactly. Go back. On that box. Put that one in there. And we'll just pull it up here.
And everyone's taking note of your home address now, too.
Yes, and lucky for everyone in the room, it's a rental. Not the permanent address, so that's good. I'm not sure. I don't think I would have done a permanent one, but no. Okay. And yes, you're all invited to my house, just don't show up at 3 o'clock in the morning because the little one may be asleep, just saying. So here we go. I have all this great information I need. I've got stuff like destination, I've got latitude, longitude. So I'm going to go play with this now that I have it in Tableau. So I can pull this up. We all know how wonderful it is to pull up maps in Tableau. So we're going to bring that in there. And I have this thing called path. So we're just going to bring it here. And I just want Tableau to bring them all in for me. Here we go. So there's the paths that I could have taken to get here. And I've got, one is the main path, I guess it was telling me to go to. The other one was the alternate path. So I'm going to take alternate path down to color, which is beautiful and elegant in Tableau. And then I want to turn some things on. So we'll be able to turn things on like streets, maybe places, right? Maybe some things like that. So I can kind of see where I'm going. Right? Everybody that's from Dallas knows exactly what we have up on the board, right? But now what I'd like to do is just see which one of these has the best rate. And this is where that inline calculation comes into play, which is really neat. So I've got this distance in meter, and when we pulled it in as a string. So we all know in Tableau, it's so easy to change that. So I'm just going to make that a decimal. And so there's my meters. And this is the great power of Tableau, guys, is that I can just do this without ever having to change my data set. I'm just asking more questions. And now I'm going to pull this in as a label, which is pretty easy to do. And I'm going to tell Tableau to just pull it where I make my min or max. But let's do something first. Let's go pull this in as a max. And remember we were talking about having that capability to just ask the question. So this is in seconds, right? I really don't want to know how many seconds it gets to Dallas. So my question is really how many minutes does it take to get to Dallas? And so all I'm going to do here is I just want to divide that by 60. And so I can tell pretty quick how long it's going to take. Right? I have this one here that's going to take about 40 minutes there, and the other one, I want to see how long it's going to take to get there as well. So I'm going to go down to the other one, and it's going to show somewhere around 39. So I had a question. I was able to go out to the internet, go pick up my data, and evaluate Tableau. How easy was that? Does that seem pretty easy? Right? And I was able to answer my question pretty quick and easy. Of course, I could build this completely out and send you a dashboard of how I got here today, but we'll just start from there. Okay. And so this is a great way of taking data that's out there. We've all been out there on maps. We've tried to go pick this up and go do something, but there's not enough data there. Or I want to analyze it something different. And so I can just go out there, grab it, pull it into Tableau, and ask my question. Now the next thing I'm going to do, and Danny's over there looking like, okay, well, we'll see how this goes. The next one I'm going to go out to another web connector called Quandle. Has anyone ever been on this site? It's pretty neat. It tells you how the markets are doing for your stocks. It tells you how different companies are doing. It compares companies. It has some great articles that you can read out there. But what's great about Quandle is you can actually connect to it. This is a web data connector that's available out there to you guys from Information Lab. So you can actually go to Information Lab and just connect to the URL that they give you. You don't even need to install anything. Isn't that fantastic? You just go grab the URL, shove it in a Tableau, and now you have your data, which is fantastic. And what I'm going to do here is on Quandle, each one of the markets that you would look at and investigate, I'll have a Quandle ID. And they show it. It's like right there. You just copy and paste it. Some are long, some are short. They're really easy to get to. And so this one is a Google, so pretty simple stuff. And I'm actually going to look at us. And we're going to pull that in. Of course, we could have, picked somebody else from the audience and they'd be embarrassed or something, but we're going to pick this up. We'll get to it in a minute. And it goes out and gets our headers for our data. Quickly. As I'm doing this side of
Is that NT or NY?
Maybe. I was doing that just to see if you guys were paying attention.
There we go.
There we go. And so then we get headers. And this can be from a market analysis that you're looking at, right? Which date was it analyzed, what company, you might have company names in here, you have market names in here. But this one I just chose for us to play with us. And of course you can come in, you can change these, you can do different things. I just happen to know that these are floats, right? These are numbers, and I have to know the volumes always an integer. And so now we just tell Tableau, look at the data for me. Go connect to this. And now Tableau is going to build me a nice data set that I can go and refresh. It's going to build me an abstract that I can take offline and do other analysis with. I can pull this up to go to online and use it as part of my online server as a service. And so now I can look at things like flows. We can bring date out, look at this by month, and see those numbers. Maybe bring volume size, right? And maybe we want to see how we open, so we can maybe bring that color. And the great things about Tableau is we can do this different color palettes and see it in different ways. And so this gives me the ability to go to something that I have a question about that's maybe not part of your standard drivers, right? It's not Oracle, it's not SQL Server, right? It's something that's been published out there that I can get from any website as long as I have my web data driver. And so now I can do things from the Analytics tab. So this is something that came out with 9, which makes things really easy to just go do referencing to, right? Let me see what the reference average is, right? Let me reference what the total is, or the max, whatever those may be. And so I can look at this as an average, just by grabbing my average line, and pull it in either table, pane, cell, right? But I can also do maybe a forecast of this. So I'm going to take forecast, go drag that out. I'm going to go make some small model changes for my forecast. I'm going to look at this from a multiplicative scenario. Look at it like that. And so now I'm taking data from some public website that's of interest to me. I've pulled that in. I now can forecast that. But let me see how that's now trending. And so I can also grab my reference line for trend and drag that out. Maybe do an exponential trend of how that's trending out. Very simple, elegant, and beautiful. Okay, great. So the next thing I want to show you guys, and there's a lot of really cool things you can do out there online that really are amazing websites out there. One of the ones that I thought was pretty fun is Fitbit. So if you have a little wristband and you're walking around and you're checking, of course mine had 0 data in it, but others may have more data in it, and you can go to Fitbit. There's a Fitbit driver you can download and be able to look at your activity over time, which was pretty cool. I would have connected to mine. I didn't have anything in there, so that would have been embarrassing to go show that, so we didn't do that. Okay. So we're going to switch gears here.
coming on the back?
Is it up there on the back one?
No, it's not. We tested that too, right?
We did. Oh, yes, we have.
Shirley loves working under pressure. If anybody's used her in your accounts, just throw data at her and she'll figure it out. There we go.
Which we did that not too long ago with the guy in the back last week.
Exactly.
Okay. So Tableau Mobile is the fastest, easiest, most elegant way of keeping up with your data. Having the ability to ask a question in the palm of your hands, anywhere, is very powerful. And with 9.1, we're very excited to release our next generation of our mobile apps. And I think you guys are going to love it. And so here on my iPad, I have already connected to my server. And some of the things that you'll notice is this very easy to scroll through all of my content. It's very fast. It's the fastest mobile app ever for Tableau. And you'll notice that there's content, metadata content, with each one of my dashboards or mobile content. One of the great new things of Tableau's mobile app is this ability to take data offline. So I don't have to be connected. I can take a snapshot of my workbook and be able to use that even though I'm not connected to a server. And so in my favorites, I can pick up a great workbook, bring that in, and this is kind of the same thing we've already gone over, which is this whole page analysis, right? How is my web page doing? What are people doing when they get to my web page? How many people are clicking through? How many people are getting insight? You know, all those great questions. And you'll notice they're up at the top. I can identify my favorites if it's a snapshot, or if I want to go straight to a live view. And I can just select live view, and it goes right up to the server and refreshes my data for me. So what's great about this is I can just scroll through my workbooks just at the touch of a finger. I'm going to go back to my favorites. And now I can just scroll through each one of my favorites, just a single slight of a finger. And these can be snapshots that I can have walking down the hallway and be able to look at each one of those workbooks as they pertain to me. So I could have 3 or 4 of them. Think about having that power of those 2 or 3 things that make sense for you every day. Be able to just slice through them on your mobile device. Just see the one that you want, select it, and you can have a snapshot of that data without ever having to go to the server and get that information. Another thing I may want to do, you'll see a recents here. So not just my favorites, not things I have starred, but just recents, things I have already looked at. I can also have that as a recents page in my all page, which is everything on my server. You'll also notice that I can look at it from that metadata content description perspective, or I can just look at it as a less or detailed perspective. And from here, I can always select which ones are my favorites and be able to use those. And so let's say that I have another question. And I'm looking through my workbook, and I want a question about my pages. One of the great things in Tableau, and you guys already have Tableau already, congratulations, because you already have a lot of this at your fingertips. I can always ask a different question just by selecting the touch-aware filters. Get into my live view. And so now I can ask a different question. Maybe I just want to see the search. I don't want to care to see the blog or the community. Now I can ask a different question in my dashboard, right? But what if I have a question that hasn't already been answered for me? What if someone didn't know to put that as a filter? How do I ask that next question? And so in the app, I can hit Edit, and I can go into a small, light version of Tableau Desktop on my iPad. And I can ask that next question. So right now I'm looking at section. I may decide to look at median. So I just click on it, drag it down, and now I've asked that next question. I can do things like table calculations, maybe look at it a different way, maybe see how Tableau thinks I should look at that information. And I can change that on the fly. We can go back. We can save it or not save it. These are configurable on your server based on people who log in. So if this is just for a data exploration kind of conversation, your IT may decide not to let you say, but you can use it to explore and ask that data, that next question. You can go full screen with Tableau just by zooming in and zooming out. You can hit the little caret and go full screen with your mobile device. You'll see more content. And when you're in edit mode, one of the great things you can do is go full screen in edit mode as well. Same thing, just by tapping a couple of times on it, and it goes full screen. And obviously you have that sidebar to get back out of that full screen, so you can do more.
So what do y'all think? Look good?
Yep.
I mean, this is a total rewrite for us. This was the, to get back to that fast, easy, beautiful kind of thing. And so this was our huge launch for this release to go mobile. And we're getting a lot of executives asking for this. Hopefully you guys can take this up, and hopefully you guys will use it. I think it's really going to be a game changer in the industry. Everybody's trying to go mobile with all the things that they do. And I think this is a proof statement that we're trying to stay ahead of the game.
So we're super excited about our new app, so download it, go try it. You guys, a lot of you already have servers. You're ready to go. Go grab the app, download it on your mobile device, and just start answering questions and stay up with your data.
We got a quick question in the back?
Yeah, I just wanted to see, so you're switching from the mobile device and you also switching back to the server. How long does it take from the
Well-
mobile device, like to calculate and everything to go over for all the data, to update?
So great question. So the question back there, if anyone heard, when I go from snapshot to live, how long does that take? So you saw me do this here. This server that I'm connecting to is sitting somewhere in Seattle. Okay? So, and I'm in a room full of a bunch of people who probably have already turned your iPhones on or some kind of device, and you're on the little wireless that's sitting in this room, and within a couple of seconds. And that's going to depend on your dashboards and performance. But this is a very super fast app, so we've done a lot for performance to make sure that it's a very seamless experience for you guys once you switch between the two.
Thank you.
And the exciting thing about mobile, it comes with server. So this is free.
This is free.
Got the sales guy saying that.
All the Tableau apps right now are mainly for the iPads and tablets. Are there any plans to put them on phones if there's not a Tableau,
Which kind of phone?
the iPhone?
Oh, absolutely. So the phone device is clearly on the radar, on the roadmap. For us, it's just as they are getting bigger, we wanted to just ensure we are having the ability to render it in the most effective way and making sure that the experience doesn't get lost. That's our biggest concern, right? If the experience isn't perfect, we're a little bit hesitant on doing that too quick. I haven't heard where we are on the roadmap on that, if there's going to be some things come out in 10, which will be early next year, but it's definitely been discussed because, like I said, everybody's mobile, right? So we're trying to do that. So,
And the mobile phones are getting bigger. The displays are getting bigger, so the experience is going to get better. Right.
and then tablets go away, and who knows?
So just use your phone, right? Everybody
So-
can do all their work on a phone.
So I just want to give you guys a quick taste of what's come out this year. Again, 9.0 was released in Q1, 9.1 just came out a couple of weeks ago. Just a ton of innovation coming to the market, making sure that you guys are aware of it, that's available. We'll be hitting this hard at TC. So if you haven't downloaded or haven't upgraded, please do so. If you need help, call us direct, call Slalom. They're very skilled in the product. So again, thank you for allowing us to kind of kick this off.